So, hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of In Conversation With. As usual, if you're joining us on Friday night over on the Azurish Live Twitch.tv channel, thanks so much for tuning in. Please do take part in the chat below as the session evolves, and if you hit that follow button, you'll get notified next time we've got some more live content going out your way. Equally, if you're playing this on catch up over on the YouTube channel, thanks so much for joining in and watching it. Yet again, if you could like and subscribe to the channel, that would be absolutely awesome. Okay, so my next guest on this episode of In Conversation With she's a computer engineer. She's currently working as a digital analyst at Schlumberger over in the UAE, and has put some awesome PowerSuite content back out into the community to basically help us all understand her a bit more. She's a self-confessed power addict and can be found constructing amazingly creative Power Apps content and sharing the process across user groups and her own YouTube channel. So, with that being said, I'm super excited to welcome my next guest on In Conversation With is May Alharji. Hey May, how are you doing? Thanks for joining me.
Hi, thank you for having me today. How are you?
I'm very well. Not at all. The pleasure's all mine, May. I think, like I just mentioned there before we started the recording, I've noticed your content out across the community for quite a number of months now, and it's absolutely amazing. So really excited to get you on the show and have a quick chat around your journey. But yeah, so pleasure's all mine. Thanks for joining.
Thank you so much. I'm super excited to be here today and share my story. So I'm really happy. Thank you so much.
No, absolutely. Well, without further ado, I know you've got some slides now. So I don't know if you want to give yourself, do you want to jump straight into the slides now and go through a little bit of an introduction with yourself, or should we start off
perfect.
on your...
I have my introduction within my slides, so I can go through it. Yeah.
Cool. Over to you then. We'll start there. Thanks, May.
Thank you so much. Okay, so before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is May Alharji. You can call me Agent 008, and while I'm going through the slides, you will be able to know why I'm Agent 008. And I have been graduated with computer engineering bachelor degree. I'm in Saudi Arabia, and I'm from Saudi Arabia. And as John mentioned, that I'm working currently within Schlumberger as a digital analyst, and I'm super active on several social medias account like Twitter, LinkedIn, even YouTube. I'm posting a lot of videos. Also, I have my own community on Meetup. I call it Sharing is Caring group. So I'm doing a lot of session related to Power Platform, Power BI, Power Apps, Power Virtual Agents, which is upcoming session, a lot of things. So why I'm here? Because I really like to share my story and inspire other how I become like a power addict and how I become as an agent 008. So my story with Power Platform started actually as I worked with the first assignment for me. It was IT on-site support within Schlumberger. As we know, IT on-site support actually it's a daily task like troubleshooting, re-imaging laptop. It's a daily routine. For me, at the beginning, it was so fun, but for sometimes I start to think about I need to think about another things to do, which is reflect myself. I really like the color things, the creativity areas. So I start to think about the communication tools that we have it within my company. So I went there and asked, is there any communication tool that I can share my videos about the troubleshooting, about the on-site support in my way? So what they mentioned, yes, we have a tool, we call it Yammer. And Yammer actually it's a Microsoft tool. It's similar to the Facebook, which you can share whatever you have, but as a company, still we have rules. I cannot share everything. I need to share specific things, and the specific we have a limitation. So I start to share my how we can do a troubleshooting, how we can do a troubleshooting for the email, the basic thing as an animation. So in this scenario, I was building my brand within my company. Still, I was not famous outside actually. Then I have been assigned actually to be part of Office 365 adoption within the company. So I was thinking like, oh, it's my opportunity to start learning new tools like OneDrive, SharePoint, because as we know, within the college actually we learned the basic thing like the Excel, the Word, all the basic thing. We don't go the deep of the all Microsoft tools. So I start to be as a OneDrive champion within Schlumberger, do a lot of sessions to the user. Still, I was IT on-site support and SharePoint, doing a videos, posters, a lot of fun things. Then from there, actually, I start to learn about Power BI.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
people they start talk about Power BI. So how you can build a dashboard. You will not believe that at the beginning I don't want to use Power BI. I think it was like as a computer engineer, I know it's something really easy to do, but I was thinking like maybe it's not like my style. Maybe I don't like to use Power BI, or it's boring tools. So then I said no, it's the time to start building something, to try something. You cannot judge the tool without trying. Actually, it's
Hmm.
I need to build something to see if it's like my really area and the new area that I need to focus on it. Then I built my first dashboard. It was a project. I will show it to you while we are moving to the second slide. It was about the finance project. So I
Sure.
built it, and the powerful things actually with Power BI and other tools that you can learn at the same time while you are doing your project. And this is what happened to me when I start to use Power BI. I don't have any idea about Power BI. So what I did, I opened the Microsoft Learn and I start to learn and build the videos and share it within the internal community within Schlumberger. I shared almost 20 videos related to Power BI. And every time when I looked the video, it was like, still I don't know how to use Power BI, but at the same time, I was super interested to share with other. And with this scenario, all the people they will gonna try to use it, and we can learn from each other. Then when the people saw me like I'm posting a lot of things related to Power BI within Yammer, within my company, they start to call me Power BI lady. So if they have any question, they come to me. Oh, how can I fix this? I said, oh, say I'm not actually an expert on Power BI, so slow down. Then I start. So I saw myself like I'm super expert on Power BI. I cannot call myself an expert because still we have a lot of updates, and I need to run every time to match all the updates and learn all the updates that we have it from all the Power Platform
Hmm.
tools. Then actually I start to think I need to move on from Power BI. I don't want anyone to call me any Power BI lady or Yammer lady. I want to be everything. This is me. Actually, I really like to learn all the things that we have it. So what I did, I started to learn Power
Yeah.
Automate. Okay. So after I found myself like I learned enough from Power BI, and as I mentioned, I don't want anyone to call me a Power BI lady. I really like to cover all the areas that we have it. So I saw that we have a lot of tools from Microsoft. Like we have Power Apps, Power Automate, we have Microsoft Teams, Forms. So and we know there's a new integration things between all the powerful power platforms tools that we have it. So I start to learn Power Apps, I start to learn Power Automate, Power Virtual Agents, and how I can use all of these tools in this area. I found myself. I found like,
Sure.
oh, finally I found something. It's really me, and this is my area. And from there, actually, I got my position as a digital analyst. Then
Hmm.
I saw actually we have a digital engagement manager within Schlumberger, and he is MVP. His name is Alan Chai. So I saw he is posting a lot of things on Yammer related to the other communities outside. Then actually I get jealous. How can I be part of this community? I want to be famous and super active with other people outside. So
Okay.
because I already built my brand within my company,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
I go to him and ask him like, how can I be part of this community? I really like to share my knowledge, but within the communities, within the company, we have a limitation. So he told me like we have a Power Addicts community. You need to create Twitter, LinkedIn account if you don't have, and start share your knowledge by using hashtag Power Addicts and add Power Addicts
Hmm.
hashtag in your name so the people they will start notice you that you are working on this area. And this is what happened to me. I start to post a lot of things. I was still at the beginning shy. I was like not confident enough to share whatever I have. I was like, oh, maybe people will judge me. positive because I was afraid I get a lot of when they start saw my creativity. And every time when I'm getting a lot of feedback through the post or even a direct message, it's really inspired me to do more. And from there, I found myself. And for the digital or for the agent 008, I can mention it after I show you the demo how I became agent 008. So are you interested now to see all my application or the first application that I built it and the Power BI?
Yeah, no,
So I can
absolutely,
show it
May.
to you now.
Yeah, I was going to say. So
Yeah.
no, it's really
Yeah.
cool, kind of really great introduction to how you came to actually approach this suite of products that Microsoft have launched. You know, at the end of the day, so looking at that slide now, so you started off as, I guess, was that like what we would call probably a traditional on-site support engineer? So you were kind of
Yes.
responding to tickets, helping people with whatever their particular
Exactly.
issues were,
Yeah.
and from there, you like you say that pathway to getting onto the 365 adoption team. You were then having to kind of create some nice creative content to help people start to use all things like Exchange Mail and SharePoint and OneDrive and things like that. Is that basically how
Mhm.
your kind of road up towards the Power Suite started? I'm right in thinking that, am I, May?
Yes, yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And IT on-site support, it's fun, but not all the people they like this area. For me, it was at the beginning fun, but for me, I really like the creativity areas. I
Yeah.
don't like to follow a daily routine.
So what
I
when
need to.
yeah, so I mean when you started using Power BI for the first time, what kind of things were you using it for? Was it getting metrics of user adoption rates and things like that? What kind of things did you do and use Power BI
Yeah.
for to start with, May?
So actually, was my first Power BI.
Cool.
This is the main page, but we have a lot of data. So for each button, like DIR, FOR, DSO, we have a lot of tables of visualization. I cannot share it here because it's a confidential data.
Yeah, sure.
But actually, this dashboard, it was for the finance project. I spent almost 3 months to 1 month to just understand the process that we have it within the company, because while you are building your dashboard you are focusing on two areas, like how to build your Power BI and how to understand the flow that we have it within the company, especially if you are not working within the same domain. So that's why I spend more time to focus on how can I build it, how can I automate it, and how can I build a dashboard from it. It was not easy to understand the process, but I managed to do it. So
So this
I
is that whole
understand the whole.
process of getting closer to the company
Exactly.
that you work for, just understanding that whole business from not necessarily tech related at this stage. Then it's just understanding what is that data
Exactly.
actually doing, and where is the
Yes.
flow, and like you
Exactly.
say, you were learning Power BI at the same time. So
Exactly. Yeah.
cool,
So when
cool.
I start to build it, you know that still I was not that much expert on Power BI. So I did a lot of mistake, but every time when I have any question, I post it on my Twitter.
Sure.
I check through all the things that we have it on social media. So all the documents that we have it from Microsoft Learn, it was really helpful actually,
Hmm.
and helped me to build my first report. Yeah.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
this was my first one. So let me show you what I have also. Don't laugh. Actually, this is my first application on Power Apps because I was not expert on Power Apps. So what I did, I did something funny. It was like I don't know how to use Power Apps because I was still a beginner at this stage. So I said, okay, I just wanted to try it. So I put a background. I put myself as a hero. Every time I like to put myself as a hero. I don't know why. And I put digital world is my place. And what I did actually, it was just a link and with the button. So for each part I put my videos that I have it for the company.
Mhm.
And actually at this stage we don't have the functionality to add Microsoft stream videos on
Right.
Power Apps. I don't know if you remember this functionality, but so what I did here, I uploaded on YouTube. From there I took the link and added as a I put it as a video itself within Power Apps. So it was a challenge for me,
Yeah.
but then they enable it within how we can embed it Microsoft Stream. So this was my first application. I put all the things together here as a one place. Then let me show you what also I did here. Okay, so for me, I was doing a lot of
But
workshop
May,
before the
on
COVID-19.
oh, May, just a quick
Mhm.
question on that app, the first app that you did. Did you actually publish that out to people within your
Mhm.
organization to start using and find those videos? Did you? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. So I
This
mean,
is was
so in
Mhm.
terms of actually publishing that application out, other people in your organization kind of could jump on, they could click on, did you have it as a Power Apps on mobile devices, or was that through a web page? How did you go about like pushing that out, and what was
So
that process like?
So actually, what I did, I just built it as a normal application, and I share it with them on Yammer, and they start to download the Power Apps application on their phone.
Yeah.
And even, but I make it not as a phone light. Actually, I make it as a desktop. So because I have a lot
Okay.
of videos, a lot of magazine, and here the magazine that I have it's linked to Sway, so it was only a link. So the purpose of this application, it's like one place to all my things. It was not a professional, and it's not matching the rules that we have it on Schlumberger,
Well,
but it
it
was
looks good
something
to me.
fun.
Yeah, it looks good to me. Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant.
Yeah, but it was, and every time I keep it, actually, I will never delete it because this is my first application. So that's
Sure.
why I
Yeah.
keep it to remember how did I start it with Power Apps. So yeah. hmm So
No, that's awesome
let
to
me
see.
show you
Awesome. Yeah.
also what I did with Power Apps. Something really fun. So for me, I really like to do a lot of workshop. So before COVID-19, actually, I did a lot of workshop related to Power Apps, Microsoft Flow, we call it before Power Automate. Even here, you can see it on the screen. Power BI. So what I did, I want to make something really fun, not a normal sessions. So I did a escape room, not a digital escape room. This application to make them to register to my escape room, and after they register, they will come to specific room within my country or within the offices, and they start to answer the question by using OneNote. So OneNote, it was the main things to answer their question, because still on this stage I don't have any idea, or still I was a beginner to build an advanced application with Power Apps. So that's why I used OneNote to add all my questions and answer. And later on, I will show you the digital escape room, which is I built it recently, and I did a lot of session about it, and it's really easy to use. So what else I built here? Yeah, this one, digital escape room. I'm not
Cool.
sure if you saw it, that a lot of people they post about
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah, no, I've
yeah,
seen your
so
session.
within
It's brilliant. I mean, it's shared out there on I forget which, I think it was the Bradford Cloud user group that you did
yeah,
relatively recently. So I think that's out on their Twitter. We'll put a link to that. Sorry, their YouTube channel. So we'll link to that because it's a really good session, mate. Yeah, I did stay to watch that
thank
one.
you.
That was cool.
So with this one, it was really easy to use and easy to build. I don't like to make things complicated, because at the end, all the people or all the end user and even the developer, they like the easiest way to build the application or dashboard. And this is the
Sure.
purpose of Power Platform. We don't want to make things complicated. So I build it by using a basic thing like a connection, the question, the animation. Actually, I'm using here by using another animation tool, and most of the people they are focusing on the animation. But really the powerful things here is I make my digital escape room as a story, and with this one you can get their interaction, and you can see them that they want to see what how you build this application.
So,
So
May, just to
mhm,
chip in there. So, in terms of when you were doing this application, obviously one of the key things we briefly spoke about before we started this session was
mhm.
the one thing that stood out when I saw your content and the things that you were doing was the brilliance in that creative, that like you say, that animation, that drawing. Are you doing all of these drawings yourself from scratch? I mean, have you got any hints and tips as to how you're putting these together? Because you know, I think
So
there's that term of that full stack developer. I think this takes it to the next level, doesn't it? Where you're doing all of that creativity and that
exactly.
artwork and design as well, because it's super cool. So yeah, have you got any hints and tips around
So
that as well?
So actually, there is two ways. If you are not familiar with all the animation tools to build your character from scratch, I'm using a lot of tools that will help you to build your avatar. If you saw my avatar on LinkedIn and everywhere, actually, it's an application and it's free to use. I can send you the name so you can share it with others. They call it Zibito application,
Okay. Yeah.
and you can build your avatar similar to the Snapchat avatar, but this one it's with high resolution actually,
Sure. Okay.
and you can add whatever you want. So this is the first trick and tips if you want to build your own avatar, and it's free. For the rest, actually I did a session about how you can build how you can create your logo, your animation and everything without any experience. And I can share also the link with you if anyone interests, so they will be able to see it. I have it on my YouTube channel. And also I'm
Yeah,
planning to
great.
arrange a specific session on how we can build our characters by using available tools, because as you mentioned, building a character from scratch, maybe you need more than 3 days. And I try
Mm,
it by myself, and it's really hard. Sometimes you need to spend your whole 3 days to build the character, especially if you are not expert.
yeah.
So I can share with you the link later on, and you can post it. Yeah,
No, that's awesome,
sure.
mate. Yeah, brilliant.
So good, good. Okay, so let me show you also what I have been built. Yeah, this one. This application actually, it's for a specific department within my company. There is a lot of screens, but I'm sharing with you the main page to show you what kind of
Hmm.
functionalities that I have within this one. I saw someone is posting on Twitter that he is looking for a digital whiteboard. And this is the similar way that you can convert the whiteboard that you have it to be as a digital. So the purpose of this application, actually, we have a lot of assets for a specific department, and the way they are doing to move the asset from one person to another, rather than using any system. For example, for every morning, the manager would like to see this asset under XYZ. So I built this application to make it much easier for him to assign the assets between the users, to view all assets, even if he would like to see a summary report for all assets, for example, for today or day after tomorrow, and detailed report. So within this application, I help the owner for this application to see all his assets within one place, and even to assign. And was for a specific department, actually. Yeah. It was easy. It was not difficult to build. I just need to build my data source. Actually, the data source that I use it here is a SharePoint.
Okay.
And also I use the Power Automate for notification and all this stuff. Okay.
Cool.
So let me show you what else I built. Yeah, this one. When we start with COVID-19, actually, within the safety department, they start to do a campaign about how we can do awareness about COVID-19 in fun way, actually, because it was really a bad situation, and we would like to get their attention, but in a fun way. So
Sure.
we built an application as a quiz, and we call it Stay Informed. Within this application, we are putting a questions with the three answers, and from there they will be able to answer the questions, and 3 questions per day. This is the purpose of this application. And we have a leadership board with the score, and we can recognize, and we have a specific gift for each specific score. So this is the purpose of this application.
Mhm.
And actually, I used the same functionality for different tools. Like I built a Disney quiz. Also I did a session about how you can build a quiz by using Power Apps. A lot of session, and I show them how I build it. It's easy to build even here, but you need to build a structure SharePoint, and you need to know how you can build your questions. The trick is with the SharePoint, on how you can add your questions and your answer.
Sure.
So this is also, I can share with you the session for this one. There's a 1 hour session for how we can build this one.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Also, I build. We have a Ramadan in Arabic region. Actually, every year we have a specific month, and for Ramadan month, actually, within the safety department, they are really focus on to share like how to stay hydrated, and the posters, and also Ramadan with COVID-19, because within the safety department they have a specific rules and specific things they need to follow. So instead of sharing emails, because the regular way, like sharing email or the poster on Yammer, so we build an app. We put everything together, like a posters in different languages, the steps also, how they can answer the questions. Here we call it Fawazir Ramadan.
Mhm.
So we add a functionality for the quest, the same thing that I added here on the Stay Informed app. I added to this application. So with this one, we changed the whole way from like sending an email, sending a poster, to one application to everyone. They can look at it and everything. The challenge actually that I face it here about the languages, because I was not familiar how I can add like two languages to the application,
Right.
but I managed to add different languages here. Also, I built an application for COVID-19 for specific Saudi Arabia, because there is a specific rules from the government that we need to follow. And
Sure.
when I saw that they are doing a lot of manually things, I talked to them. We need to do some application, and with this application, we can add whatever we want. It's the easiest way to get and collect the answers or whatever we want from the end user, because within Saudi Arabia we have more than 10K actually end user, and it's really hard to collect all their information by email.
Mhm.
So that's why we built a quick application. I spent almost 1 day to build this one, because here I was very confident because I built similar application like with Ramadan and
Mhm.
stay informed. So every time when you build an app and next day you start to build another app, you will be more confident to build more and more, because you tested, you practiced a lot of things. With this way, you will be able to build a lot of things.
So May, when
Okay.
you know when you're building these
Mhm,
applications now, I'm looking at the
mhm.
applications and they're looking really professional and obviously they're
Thank
fantastic
you.
in their use case. But things like clicking on buttons for employee profiles, what have you got any kind of hurdles that you can describe that you had to get over internally for kind of getting access to those common data stores of company information, employee information? Did are you hooking into existing business data with these apps, or are you kind of creating
Yeah.
it from the ground up?
So what I'm doing here, because for sure we have a specific system within our company. So what I'm doing for all my application, and to make it much easier for me, because I'm the one who is managing all the application, I'm building up an application as an input to get whatever we want from the user. We store it on the SharePoint,
Mhm.
because for me, I really like to use a SharePoint for all my applications. And to track whatever we have, for sure, I'm using a Power BI.
Mhm.
And from there, because we have a main data source for the employees profiles, so how can I match all whatever they are entering from the app and what we have in SharePoint? I'm adding our original data source
Mhm.
to the dashboard. From there I can build a relationship and start do a tracking or a management dashboard. So this is the
Okay.
the way that I'm following with all my application. So if you saw here, I have a lot of application, but for each application I have a specific dashboard to track it.
So when people
So
sign up to use the apps, they're actually
mm,
you're requesting them to put some personal information about them that you're then storing in a separate SharePoint list. Is that what you're doing, May?
yes,
May?
exactly.
Yeah.
Because we have, like, I can give an access to everyone. Can you hear me? Yeah, I
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
give an access to everyone. So what I'm doing, what I'm doing actually, so if it's a global application, I'm giving an access to everyone. It means even the SharePoint, I'm giving an access to everyone, but they will not be able to go to the SharePoint, because for them, the only way to put their whatever they are want to put based on the business case through the application. So
Sure.
no one can see the SharePoint or the data source that I have it. The data source actually I'm using to build my dashboard and to track whatever I have. Yeah.
Right with you. Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. And yeah, kind of, I
Yeah.
know some companies are quite restrictive on the data that you can have access to. I was just wondering how you were managing that, and did you have
Exactly.
any hurdles internally to kind of get access to certain things?
Actually, within my company, actually, we are focusing a lot of data, and there is a specific team to secure the data. So
Sure.
there is a specific process for building any application or dashboard. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So let me show you what else I built here. This one, it was really a cool application for me. To start any workshop, especially before COVID-19, I like to make like an icebreaker game, and it's like something really cool, especially if I'm doing a Power Platform session.
Yeah.
When I'm doing icebreaker game by using Power Apps, it I get their attention. Like, see, I build a quick game and icebreaker game by using the tool that you are here to learn it, and we can make
Hmm.
things a fun. So this is the purpose of making icebreaker game within the sessions. And it was really easy to use, and it was a fun way to interact with the people that I have it on my workshop. And
Hmm.
what else do I have here? So actually, this application, I did it last year, where like we have every year. like we call it excellence awards. Like we recognize our employees specific within Saudi Arabia. So this program, it's specified for Saudi Arabia country for from Schlumberger. So how they are doing before using this application, how they are entering the nomination and all this stuff by using a forms and by sending an email to the management. So for me, I told them that the best way to do it actually to build an application. It's better than using a forms. Like we build an application, we let the user enter their specific question that they we are asking them to enter, like a project, whatever they have, and within the application, I can put a specific things to the management. They can evaluate. So and even they can assign if it's letter award, if it's a trophy, or it's a medal. So with this application I saved their time. We reduced the manual input actually, because it was before like someone he need to go and do the filtering from forms, Excel, a lot of manual things. So with this application, one things with everything. It's like the whole awards, the whole ceremony within one application. Even if we have like the event, we can add the link there and they can go there and watch the event live. So
Cool.
this is the application, and still we are using this one still live actually. So let me show you. So for me, as I mentioned, I'm leading a digital cell or digital cell within KSA. So like I need to do if anyone having any project, if anyone like asking for a training within Saudi Arabia, if anyone looking for workshop, so they come to me and ask me.
Hmm.
For me, actually, at the beginning, it was easy to do because a few user, but when the people start to know that I get the new position as a digital analyst within Saudi Arabia, I'm the only one who is digital analyst within Saudi with hundreds employees. Actually, it was headache. So
Yeah, yeah,
what I
I can
did, I
imagine.
built an application. Exactly, I built an application with like if you have any new project, if you have any new idea, if you would like to check any workshop, even digital store. We have a global digital store from the team. So I to save my time, I took their functions and everything, and I just duplicate whatever they have for digital store. It was really a good idea from them. Like whatever we are building within the company, like a dashboard, like a application, even if other tools that we are using, it's like similar to App Store
Hmm.
but for the
Yeah,
company
yeah,
purpose. So I copied the same thing that they have it and added based on my data source. And I put my governance rules, if they need to follow, how they need to request a project, and so on. So with this application, I saved my time by replying to 100 emails, by answering everyone. So it's like I built my small department within one application. So if anyone would like to get any help from me, they can go there and check. So
yeah. With you.
what else? Let me show you. Okay, I think this was the last one, but still I'm building a lot of application, but I didn't add it here, but I'm showing to you how I started by building the application. This one, it's like if the employee would like to move from one rig to another rig or from one field to another field, they need to book a specific room because we have a specific hotel for the company. So the main or the current or how they are doing this actually, they we have a specific admin. They call the admin or they send an email, Excel, still manual things. So with
Hmm.
this application, we put everything to the end user. It's their responsibility to go there, book the room, check the availabilities for the room, check if there is any available room within this location. And once, actually, there's a lot of flaws here. Once they book the room, the admin will receive a notification email. Someone is booking this room. Approve or reject. And once he approve it or reject it, the user will be able to receive a notification email with his room and his room already done for him, and so on. So with this
Cool.
application, it's like it seems an interface, but there's a lot of flaws behind this interface. So and the main things with this application is the flow and the SharePoint. For here, it's like input as a form and tracking it through using the gallery. So let me show you if I have something else here. I think this one will be the last one.
Sure.
This application, I built it last year, and we have a lot of webcasts within Schlumberger, and a lot of people they keep asking questions and within the webcast, and it's hard to get there to answer them all within a specific time. So what we did, we started to build an application. We call it Ask Me Anything, and within this application the user they can go there, select the category. We have a category for like different area, and like HR, IT, different category that we have it within the company. From there they can type their questions. But the trick that we are using here, actually was the first application that I use it and link it with adaptive cards within Teams. So when they put their questions and everything, we have a specific Teams channel
Hmm.
for this application, and we assign the question based on the category. For example, we have A, B, C. So once the user pick category A, the channel within Teams A will receive a pop-up message with the adaptive cards like questions, the
Okay.
question, the topic, the category. From there, the SME will be able to answer the question. But how the user will get the notification, or how they will get the answer, actually by receiving an email, and within the email they will be able to see their answer, like this is your answer and so on. And
Okay.
to track who is answering the highest question and all this stuff, we have a specific dashboard. I was like, I really would like to share with you the dashboard, but there's a lot of data, so and
Yeah. No.
confidential, I cannot share it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's cool.
So
So when anybody asks a question through this app, then, like you say, it presents one of those interactive tiles in a Teams
mm,
channel, and
exactly.
so does the SME then answer that question directly in the Teams channel themselves, and
Yes,
that then triggers another Power
exactly.
Automate flow to
Yes,
send that email, that answer. And I guess you're storing all those answers then in that Teams
yes.
channel
Yeah.
directly. And no,
Yeah,
that's
we
really
stored
really
all
cool.
all the answers actually within the SharePoint. So it
Okay.
was the first application that I learned how I can use the adaptive cards by using like a flow and all this stuff. It was something really new for me, and once I get this task, I said, yes, I really want to do this application, because with this challenge I will be able to build the application by using adaptive cards, because I don't have an idea before on how to build it. And now more than four departments they are using the same function for their department. So it's like most of the people they are using now this application within the company. It
No,
seems like
no, it's really
the
cool. It's really cool.
user interface, it seems easy, but the way that we build it, like adaptive cards and the Power Automate, and we integrate everything together, it's really smart, because we covered all the tools: Teams, Power Automate, Power PI, Power Apps. So this is the powerful things with Power Platform. You can use all the tools together, and you can save a lot of times actually.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No, that looks absolutely awesome, and it's great to see,
Mhm.
a number of examples of how you can use the Power Suite, like you say, that full suite of products, and it's cool to see how Microsoft kind of pulled them together. I remember they were once not a suite of products, so it looks, they rebranded a couple of
Exactly.
years back now, and they brought them all together, didn't they? So I mean, it's
Yeah.
fantastic to see. So I mean, in terms of the Power Platform, the Power Suite of products itself, it's one of those products that's kind of got my I've done little bits with various aspects of it, but I've certainly not delved into it in any massive detail. But one of the things
Mhm.
that struck me was this kind of low code, no code kind of ability to start producing these applications, relatively quickly, and almost like what you see is what you get kind of construction. And I appreciate when, like you say, when you started, it's like anybody starting something new, you're learning it as you go. What would your view be on that now,
Mhm.
May, in terms of, to produce this level of quality and, capability within an application? Is it true that it really is low code or no code? Or, have you had to learn some of those skills as well? Where would you see
So
that? What's your view?
actually, for me, I'm a computer engineer, so I already
Hmm.
have an idea about C++, Java, Python language, R language. So, but when I start to use all these tools, actually, it's really easy. You don't need to learn a code to build your application, and I can improve it within my company. A lot of people they come to me and ask me, "Can you build this application to me?" I said, "No. You need to go and build it yourself." What they mentioned to me, like, "No, I'm not in IT. I don't know," and they started giving me a lot of excuse. So what I mentioned to them, it's like no code, low code. So it means even if you don't have any IT background or degree, you can build it. And someone actually within the my company, he challenged me and he built an application with his colleague, and it was really a huge application, and they don't have any IT background. So
Wow.
you can build a lot of things. You don't need to be an expert. You don't need to even to be an IT background to build any application. And for me, even I'm a computer engineer, I'm still learning a lot of things that we have. It's similar to any tools or any new tools, like
Hmm.
your phone. If you want to install any application, like for anything, so you need to know how to use it, right? Which is the basic thing. Similar thing with Power
Sure.
Platform. You just need to know the basic, and from there you can learn more and more while you are practicing.
No,
Yeah,
it makes absolute sense, and it's just great to see how this innovation and this suite of products has come to be, and just to show the kind of applications that look, you can build. Like you say, I love that way that you just built an application. Your first application was an application to learn how to make them, and it's a great way of doing it, and
exactly.
it shows. I guess the creativity. That's the one thing that gets me with the work that you've done and shown across the community is just that creative flair that you can add to this, and you can really make them your own. They don't need to be that corporate, very boring grey form that you have to
Exactly.
fill in. Just adding that, I think, from my point of view, it brings people into that application. And look, I'm no way qualified to comment on user interface design or anything like that, but certainly
Mhm.
from a layperson, just using an application, the bolder, the colourful, the pictures, the comedy, the comic value that you add to these apps is really, I think, an art in itself. So well done, May. I think it's brilliant to see.
Thank you.
It's fantastic
Thank
work
you.
that you've done. I think looking at the Power Suite entirety, you said that you found yourself when you started using Power BI and moved on to Power Automate. I mean, what do you mean by that, May? In terms of you found yourself, was that something that just fitted your personality and your desire to do these creative things, or was there something more to it?
So for me, actually, I really like a lot of colors. I don't like to stay in a gray and black area, which
Yeah,
is for
yeah,
any company. They like to follow a specific rules with their design, with
yeah,
their
sure.
like this logo. This is normal, and I cannot change the
Mm.
company's rule. So when I saw the Power Platform, I found myself with their colors, with their every time we have a new things. Actually, it's like I need to keep running. I never feel boring by learning any things with my Power Platform. So it keep me like don't sleep. Tomorrow you need to learn something new, because on next month we will have a new update on with Microsoft. So with all this Power Platform, it keep me to learn more and more. So there is no end. This is
And,
why I found myself, because for me, I don't like to just have one book and study it for my whole life. I
no,
like
no,
to
no,
keep learning
absolutely.
and learning.
So I
Yeah.
mean, in terms of looking at like Power Virtual Agents, those one of the things I started looking at recently from the AI perspective is the ability to create bots and Q&A maker. That style of being able to kind of use natural programming in a bot or a conversational AI, that kind of thing. Have you started delving into those areas yet, May, or is that something? And what have you done with PVAs in that sense?
So actually, still, my plan is this year, which is maybe next month, I will start to build my Power Virtual Agents, start to learn more about it, and start to integrate it with all my application.
Yeah.
I did like a first test. It seems easy and it's not difficult. I just need to make it live, and from there I can learn more and more.
So
So yeah.
from your point of view, May, why are PVAs a good thing? What kind of
Mhm.
things could businesses and individuals be empowered to create from the bits that you've seen so far?
So, for example, actually, it's really helpful because within my company, a lot of people they come and ask a lot of a question, and sometimes you are not a machine. You need to provide them an answer, and they want it very quick and specific. If you have, for
Sure.
example, a specific application, and a lot of people they are, for example, the awards application. Today, I received a lot of calls from the employees. They don't know how to enter their data, so maybe. I can see what kind of things they are struggling, and I can build a power virtual agents, and I put my question and their questions actually, and I can put the answer. So with this one, it will help me to save my time rather than answering all these their questions. They can go there and type their question, and that's it. So this is why I found it's really helpful things. Yeah.
No, I mean, May, this has been an absolutely phenomenal chat, to be honest. Thanks so much for taking me through,
Thank
the
you.
fantastic work that you've been doing with the Power Suite. So, I mean, in terms of, what's next for you, obviously you've talked about, bringing in those kind of, Power Virtual Agents and including some of that. I'm guessing it's the same platform. I've not looked at it, but I'm presuming it's based off the same kind of AI features that we've got native in the Azure platform, like that conversational AI and custom vision and speech, all those cognitive services that kind of underpin them. But I've not read anything about how that integrates with the Power Platform as yet. But I mean, what is next for you? Where are you looking to take this? It's mind blowing the kind of work that you're doing at the moment with the Power Suite. But have you got that vision where you want to take this for the future?
So for me, actually, I'm planning actually, which is I'm not sure. I already mentioned it on other call that my dream, and I hope that it will come true, that to build my own company. And my own company, it means it starts small. Like I can help people and share my knowledge, but to build this or to make it true, I need to develop myself more and more. And I see like I need to develop myself on a specific area, like. For the communication skills, I'm okay, but like I need to learn more about the tools that we have it, and my focus actually on Power Platform, even the Microsoft tools that we have it. So for example, we have a lot of tools still I don't learn it, and my main focus to learn more and more. Actually, my plan this year to get 20 certificates from Microsoft, but I didn't manage to do it. And I cannot say I feel sad, because a lot of projects, because I'm working with my company and a lot of things. So it was hard to study and working together. So hopefully by next year, I can work on myself more and more, uh, practice more, because to make things fun, it's easy for me, because this is my area, to make things fun, to make it attractive, to make it creative. But I need to learn more things about the other tools that we have it, and with this thing I can make my dream true. So
No,
yeah, this is
that's
what's
awesome,
next.
mate. And like you say, I think it's one of those things that you see across the community at the moment. Keeping on top of those technical advances and those feature changes is no easy task. I think it's probably fair to say. So, like you say, to be able to do
Exactly.
that in a fun and such an engaging way, I think is probably the best word to describe it. Is that as soon as you put something out on Twitter, it's straight away it's like, wow, I know you've done some fantastic things, and everybody that's watching this should check out your YouTube channel and obviously your Twitter feed and everything else. So we'll get all those links together. We'll put them all in the article to follow this. But May, I mean, this has been phenomenal. Thanks so much for joining me. I mean, is there anything else you wanted
Thank
to
you.
cover off now before we pull an end to this video?
Thank you so much for having me. It's really, I'm so happy to share my story, and I hope that I inspire to inspire other to be part of this community. It's really amazing community, and I would like to thank everyone within this amazing community that support me, help me to be where I am here. So without the community, I will be nothing, because of them, I'm here today, and everyone they are supporting
No,
me.
no,
So
no,
thank you
no.
so much.
Well,
I'm super
I'm
happy to be here.
I'm sure everybody would be thanking you. To be honest, me, it's I think you've done it for me now, haven't you? It's one of those areas. Power Platform is that I've it's parked over there in the distance that I haven't yet looked at, but you're pushing me towards it, May. You're giving me
Cool, cool.
more things to learn now. But no,
Cool.
honestly, thanks so much. It's been a brilliant chat around all the awesome work that you've been up to, and obviously keep it up. Thank you for putting
Thank
it back out
you.
into the community, because I think there are so many people that kind of take this like like we were saying earlier, that it's just that small spark of inspiration. They see some of the cool things that you've been up to, the stuff that you're doing, and instantly people want to learn more. So yeah, for those that are watching, check out all the links there below, and go and follow May. Go and reach out to May and say hello, because she's up to some fantastic stuff at the moment in the community. So on that note, then, May, we'll call it there. Thank you for being such an awesome guest.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a nice
You too,
day.
mate. We'll catch up on Twitter fairly soon. Speak to you soon.
Sure, sure, sure. Bye.